Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to go ahead and take another look here at Bitcoin, see what's going on, and just help you understand best practice, big picture, all the above. And if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. And I've just been trading for a very long time, and I love teaching people how to trade. So learn what you can, of course. If you want more of an involved experience, I got a trading academy, community, and signal group. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. Looking forward to getting to know you better. Taking a look here though at Bitcoin, here's kind of some straightforward stuff here. So first of all, before we jump into all the other indicators, I want to touch on the candlesticks here, first of all, because we've got a doji candle forming today, and then yesterday we had a gravestone. And typically, depending on the direction that the price is heading and trend lines, etc., oftentimes a gravestone can be considered to be a disadvantageous type of indicator, right? So just so you know, this gravestone here could potentially signal a reversal to the downside, right? That's what it specifically normally does. So when it comes down, it looks like this. That's what a gravestone looks like. Now, it's not a full-on gravestone, but I just want to kind of specify the fact that we did have that yesterday. But today, starting as a doji candle and an increase, could imply it was a bearish type of gravestone pattern. Okay, again, and what it basically just means is when the price is coming down and then you hit a gravestone, that can signal a reversal, okay? But oftentimes when you're at a peak and then you see a gravestone, for example, then the price usually comes back down. But this is kind of the inverse in a sense here. So I think the likelihood of the price continuing higher from here is higher based on the simple fact that we have a potential doji candle here today. As long as we close above 38,800, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape, okay? Again, that should happen, but just bear in mind the end of today, the closing end, or close to the end of our trading day, right around 5 p.m. Pacific, we will see that shift in volume based on the fact that the Eastern Hemisphere is coming alive. They're waking up and they're effectively investing. All right, so the whales are back in play then. So just be mindful. We should see a shift in momentum later this evening. That being said, we're still stuck under 50 on the RSI and 50 on the simple moving average. So it just kind of reiterates the fact that 40,000 is a key level resistance here for the moment. That was only tested one time here recently, but rejected. Okay, so we need to get up over 40,000. A close above 40,200 preferably would be ideal. Okay, that's what we're looking for. But all in all, the one-day chart doesn't look terrible, even though we're under the moving average. I'm not super concerned with that at this time. 4-hour, however, is one that we want to kind of look at and kind of see. So where are we at with the 4-hour moving averages? We're still stuck underneath. This is also something that's disadvantageous to an extent. But the longer you test a resistance level, the more often it's going to be broken, right? And if we can continue to test, we'll effectively be able to break above too. So I think I'm leaning more towards the fact that we're going to break to the upside than the downside, considering how well 38,800 has been holding. Okay, so again, 38.8 is a pretty nice little support level there. But once again, just kind of reiterating the fact that we're still stuck under 50 on the RSI. So we're stuck under 50 on the RSI on both the 4-hour and the one-day chart. Okay, typically disadvantageous, but I think based on this pattern and the way things are progressing, it should be a positive, because once we break through and close above, we'll be in really good shape. Okay, but again, just to straightforward let you know, outside the doji candles, outside the patterns that we're printing on the one day, these are not traditionally great signs. They usually hold the price action down, as you can see they have so far. But once again, give it time. And with enough time, you can break a resistance here, and the same with support too. So we're kind of just working ourselves into this little wedge type of pattern, and the fact that we're making higher lows on the one day is extremely important. Okay. So again, all good stuff there in that sense. And take a look at the 1 hour, of course. Let's go ahead and quickly identify the Ichimoku cloud and see that we're pretty much just right here at that middle point where there's no confirmation of taking a long or a short position. So to me, the fact that we're holding above this trend line quite nicely is really important. It's very helpful. I think as long as this week we can close sometime, at no less than 38,800 or above, then we're going to be in really good shape to see a continuation of the upside. Again, we're not breaking that higher low trend. It's extremely important. We need to keep printing higher lows. All right, so it's kind of where we're at there on the 1 hour. Take a quick look at, we can take a look at the sequential, but there's really not much to note here. Honestly, Bitcoin isn't doing phenomenal in the sense of any type of, indication that it's going to want to, truly break out. But once again, we got to kind of hold to our patterns here. And I think it's really important to note that we are definitely in a position right now where the price action is continuing to make higher lows. And until it breaks that trend, we just got to kind of continue to anticipate that that's going to continue. it should likely progress to the upside. What I'd love to see, of course, is a break above 40,200, get a close somewhere in this range, build that volume, and then continue to increase from there. But all in all, Bitcoin's still in good shape. No real difference from yesterday, honestly. It's just that it's continuing to hold this trend line, and I believe that we're going to see a progression to the upside this week versus the downside, just based on the simple fact of the matter. Keep in mind too, one thing you want to be aware of, and this, I feel like it's baked in personally, but just kind of throw it out there. I believe this week, if I'm not mistaken, on the 15th or the 16th, I think it's the 15th, we're going to have that, the official inflation, specification. They're basically going to tell us what it is. We already know what it is. It hasn't really changed much at all. They've been pretty clear about what we're expecting, and it's not really a deviation from the norm, right? So we feel, just in general as a community, and big picture, I would agree with this, that we do have a situation where the price is actually reflectant of that inflation. So in other words, a lot of the hits we've taken recently, they're very synonymous with those news outcomes that have been published previously. And every time we see that decrease, we see an immediate increase from there. So while it might be true we may see a candle wick down in the next couple of days, I do not foresee it holding for very long or starting a downtrend. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I believe the 15th, if I'm not mistaken, is the actual day that we're going to see inflation take place. But once again, I don't think it's going to matter too much based on the fact that we've already been fully aware of that and the market is prepared for it. Right? I think it's already baked in, for lack of better terms. So anyways, just kind of be mindful of that too, that could happen. Or we might see somewhat of a disadvantageous dip. We could also see a very strong increase too as a result of that, based on the fact that it's just going to go the opposite direction of what you think it would. In some cases, that does happen sometimes. So just again, be mindful of that. We'll still cover that, of course, here soon. In fact, we'll talk about it as a community here on our roundtable discussions every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope you obviously rolled your clocks back, forward, spring forward, in case you didn't remember. Make sure you do that. All right, anyways, enough rambling. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you learned something, of course. We'll go ahead and take a look at it tomorrow. We'll probably see a much different chart tomorrow, likely a push closer to 40,000, and hopefully a break above. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.